Hi, I'm Chuck Dorsett for Weaver Leather Supply, and this is the Leather Element. If you've got a good question for us or a good idea for a Leather Element, drop it in the comment box below. Also, if you want to know when our videos release, just click your notifications. You'll know exactly when these come out. So, pre-dyed veg tan leather. A lot of confusion out there. We're going to cut through this. Now, if you're in a small shop, fumes from dye, that can absolutely be a problem. For our patients waiting for dye to dry, I'm not at the top of that list. With a pre-dyed veg tan, we can cut, top coat, and assemble in an evening or an afternoon. Now, will it stamp, tool, wet mold? We're going to find out. So let's step over here, get started. We're going to work with our holster leather. I'm going to try not to roll here because I love this leather. Now, if you're new to leathercraft, this can be confusing. Got me in the beginning as well. The tannery has simply designated this a holster leather because it makes a good holster, but it will do anything a veg tan will. In fact, we see that like with bridle leather or strap leather, not just for bridle and strap. So with this, we've got three colors. We've got a London tan, the chestnut, which is absolutely my favorite. All we have to do is add some leather balm, and look at that. Is that not beautiful? So easy to work with. And we've got a black. I know I'm going to try not to roll. We've got a black. Now, with three weights, we've got a 6'7", 7'8", and an 8'9". We pretty much cover everything we need. 8'9", we've got a good belt weight. On the lower end, we've got a good pouch weight. Now, what we're going to do, I've got some leather cased and ready to go, some of the chestnut. Let's stamp a little. Let's tool a little. And then let's see how this is going to form onto a mold. I'm anxious to see how that comes out. But also, let's try an antique and a top coat. See what we can do with this leather. All right, so let's jump over to our punch table. Let's start with a basket weave, but let's go with one that's got some good detail to it. Let's see how this leather works. So I'm going to drop in an anchor line. And let's try our basket weave. Looking good thus far. Actually, the stamping looks pretty good. Let's try one of my favorite geometric. Well, I'm happy with the way that looks. Good, let's get a close-up of this. So on the basket weave, we can see every detail, and our geometric, that's a good impression. Okay, let's reset, do a little small design, see how that works. Let's start with a simple morning glory leaf. That's going to give us a good idea of how this is going to cut with our swivel and how it's going to take a bevel. So let's draw this in. Okay, well, easy to mark. Good. Let's work with our swivel. Well, I gotta say, that gives us a nice swivel cut. Okay, let's jump over to a bevel. Let's start with a smooth bevel for our outside edges. Well, I gotta say, that takes a nice bevel. So now I'm going to use my bevel and simply smooth out my tool marks. Good. Now, tooling, not really my strongest point, but for those of us who feel that way, this leather's going to be a big help. So right here, on our vein, let's jump over to a textured bevel. Okay, well, takes a textured bevel very well. Let's jump over to a swivel, and I'm just going to drop in freehand our vein lines. Okay, well, again, takes a swivel knife pretty well. Last step, Let's take our spoon and just smooth down our edges. And there we go. Okay, again, not perfect, but it's a good leather for tooling. Okay, let's let this and our stamp piece dry. We're going to jump over to our other table, our pattern table. Let's wet mold our black 6 to 7 ounce. Our holster leather, plenty of moisture in that. It's good and wet, ready to mold. Now this is a 6 to 7 ounce. A little heavier than what I typically would mold here. Usually a 4 to 5, maybe a 5 to 6. But nonetheless, let's see what happens. The 6 to 7 takes a little more strength, a little more time, but all told, we're getting a pretty decent mold out of that. And with the 6 to 7, that's going to be sturdy. Okay, let's jump back to our main table, add an antique and a top coat to our chestnut. Ample time to dry on these pieces. Our molded piece, not yet dry, but actually that looks pretty good. We've got a good mold out of our 6 to 7. So over here, for our leaf and just a piece of black, let's go straight leather balm. Let's see what a top coat does. Over here, we're going to drop on a medium brown antique, then a leather balm. Let's see how that looks. So right here on our leather balm, let's start here. Well, that looks good. Got a nice gloss to it. How about our black? Well, that looks good as well. Very clean, very finished. Okay, let's jump over to our antique. Let's go with our medium brown. See how this looks. This is absolutely the last stop for a rag in my shop. Well, that stuck down in there nicely. That looks good. So let's give this just a little time to dry, then we'll drop our top coat on. On a dry day, about a half an hour should do it. So let's add some balm to this. We have got a nice gloss on that. That looks good. Taking that color down just a little bit. Yeah, there we go. But I love this leather. Now, one big point. I've been working on all of this leather through an entire video. It's taken me most of a day. Not a bit of rub off on my hands. That's a good point. No dye cost. No waiting for our dye to dry, and the best part, no dye fumes in our shop. It's hard to go wrong with a pre-dyed veg tan. I hope you love the holster leather as much as I do. It's a great leather to work with. Thanks for taking time to watch The Leather Element. Good luck with your projects.